Hey guys, Mario here. So today I want to talk to you guys about censorship. And the reason I want to talk to you guys about censorship is because Rudy Giuliani and Sidney Powell and the Trump legal team had a wonderful press conference yesterday, about 90 minutes, and they basically dropped some truth bombs on the media. The media didn't know what hit them. But before I get to that, I want to get to the censorship of me. Believe it or not, I'm being censored. I have maybe 3,000, 4,000 followers on any given platform. Okay, TikTok's an exception, but TikTok's also a whole different animal. But on Instagram, on Facebook, on Twitter, if you were to look up Mario Presents, I don't come up. What? Yes. And the reason I know this is because you guys have messaged me and told me, hey, you know, your name doesn't come up on the search bar. And I go, really? So I've also been out in the field, and this isn't the first time I've heard about it. I've been out in the field rallying, and people say, hey, what's your Twitter? And I say, oh, it's Motel Scott, M-O-T-E-L-S-K-A. It's one of my oldest social media platforms, and it's using my handle that I created in 2011. If you go to M-O-T-E-L-S-K-A, nothing comes up. Okay? But it says go to handle Motel Scott anyways. You click on it, sure enough, Mario Presents pops up, all my information. What is happening? It's not happening just to me. It's happening to a lot of you. But what I find interesting is that me, with my small amount of followers, is being suppressed more so than some of you content creators who have hundreds of thousands of followers. You guys have tens of thousands of followers in some cases. And me with my 4,000, I'm the one who gets silenced. What is it about my voice that makes me so dangerous? Well, I don't know, but maybe you guys can tell me. I would love to find out. Apparently, I'm doing something right because I'm getting messages from people saying, my father didn't believe that gay conservatives could exist. And I've shown him your videos, and I'm showing him that this is something that's okay. It's okay for my brother to be gay because he can be a gay conservative. We do exist. We don't have to ascribe to this LGBT cult that says that everyone who votes, who's LGBT, has to vote for Joe Biden and has to accept pedophilia and has to accept child drag and child transitioning. It doesn't happen. No. We're not like that. We're a completely different animal, which is why my message is resonating with conservatives. Now, the media, the mainstream media, Fox News, CNN, MSNBC, and social media platforms, Twitter, Instagram, Facebook, they do not like having anything that counters their narrative. Jack Dorsey and Mark Zuckerberg were testifying on Capitol Hill talking about how, oh, we don't censor, but we want to attach to a broader conversation. No, they really do censor, and it's evident. The reason why people are leaving these platforms is because of the rampant censorship and deplatforming. If you don't want my voice on your platform, just say so. We'll go somewhere else. And then when we do go somewhere else, they're up in arms. How dare they leave Twitter? They're just being little kids. This is dangerous if they don't get their information from us. Excuse me, if I don't get my information from you? That's okay. That's the reason why we're getting our information from Newsmax, OAN, and other sources. Yes, I supplement my news with Fox, with CNN, and MSNBC because I want to know what they're thinking. Doesn't necessarily mean that I'm going to be thinking it, because remember, the truth leaks out every so often. And I've shown you guys in videos where they speak truth and they're immediately suppressed, immediately told, yeah, well, we're going to, thank you so much. We're going to cut to the next section. This is what's happening with Rudy Giuliani. They're distracting people. They want to talk about his makeup. They want to talk about his hair dye running down his face, but they don't want to talk about the hundreds of sworn affidavits. People under penalty of perjury and imprisonment or fines are saying, yes, voter fraud happened. Election fraud happened. I was part of it. I was coerced. I was threatened. Hundreds of affidavits saying this information, and of those hundreds, 4, maybe 5 decided to go public, talking about how they were trained to do voter fraud, how they were trained to do these things that would basically turn the election in a way that the other side wanted it to go. Ballots being found in the middle of the night, sworn affidavits, people rushing out. Hey, look, a big truck showed up. We were going to get food. We're so high. And it's ballots in trash bags, boxes, garbage bins. Where do these ballots come from at 4:30 in the morning? We thought we were going to get fed, and we got a whole bunch of ballots, and they're fresh, pristine ballots? Come on now. Let's talk about Sidney Powell next. Sidney Powell, they want to say, oh, she didn't bring any facts. She didn't bring any facts. But let's talk about what's going on. If you're bringing facts, you're not going to present your entire hand in front of the court of public opinion. I'm sorry. I've played poker. I'm not a great poker player, but I can tell you that I keep those cards right here until it's time for me to reveal them. Just like Sidney Powell did. She gave you just enough to kind of tell you, you know, this is kind of what we're looking at. And there's major, major issues if our ballot machines are owned by a Venezuelan company. Venezuela is not an ally of the United States. They're not an ally of Donald Trump. They are actually over there trying to subjugate their people. And when Venezuelan leader Nicolas Maduro got a ballot measure that passed that he didn't want to pass, he went ahead and he changed the system so that he would never lose an election again. And guess who's using that election system? That's right, that's us. We're using that same election system as the one in Venezuela, which is exactly what Sidney Powell was talking about. But no, there's no evidence, right? You guys, we're all being censored. We all have to stay alert. We all have to stay awake. And we need to make sure that we write our president at 1600 Pennsylvania Avenue, Washington, D.C., 20500, and tell him to please continue to fight for our elections. Fight for the integrity of our elections. Fight for the honesty of our elections, because we have your back. You had our back for 3 years, going on 4. We are going to have your back for another 4 years. We support our president. We love our country, and we do not want to lose our country to an election system that was built and designed by Venezuela. I love you guys all. I'll talk to you guys soon. Mwah! Bye, guys.